Hello, a very good evening to you, where in just under 20 minutes from now we'll be bringing you the whole of the Skull Cup semi-final from Hampden, Rangers against Hearts. Those same two clubs who met just 4 days ago at Tynecastle in the Premier Division. Tonight they meet for a place in the final of the Skull Cup. The trophy is what it's all about. It's been won in fact in each of the last 2 seasons by Rangers, so clearly they tonight are going for a chance of the hat-trick. They will meet Aberdeen in that final if they can get the better of Hearts tonight, and that of course is very much in the balance, because I don't think that anyone outside of Ibrox would really object if Hearts were to finally go through and take the major trophy they've been threatening to win over the last couple of seasons. Well, we'll have that entire match for you beginning at 7:30, but I'm delighted to say that we'll have 2 guests, one of whom is somewhere between Glasgow Airport and our studios here in the west end of Glasgow. That's the Aberdeen captain, Willie Miller, but we do have Ali McLeod, the former Aberdeen manager, now managing Ayr, and in fact, Ali, you're the man who made Willie captain of Aberdeen all those years ago, aren't you?
Yes, I was delighted to see Willie do so well. Maybe not have a nice word for me, but he was a great captain and still is.
Right. What about this game tonight, Ali? How significant is it that Rangers got the win at Tynecastle on Saturday?
Well, I think they're 2 different games completely, but I think that Hearts have got to solve how to get by the Rangers' central defence, and I think if Foster uses his speed, he could cause a lot of problems. But at the end of the day, I think Rangers will be strong enough to win.
Do you think that the fact that the match is at Hampden is significant? Because Rangers, it's almost their second home, of course, isn't it?
I was disappointed in Saturday's game watching what I saw of the game. I don't think they played the normal Rangers way. They played an awful lot of long balls. I think the important and the key man to the whole match is Wilkins. If Ray plays the way he can and the way I think Rangers will want him to play, I think Rangers will stroll it. And I think it's up to Hearts to make sure that Wilkins doesn't play. You know, it's up to their manager. And I think he's the key man, because he's the one who makes them tick. He made England tick for many years, and he's the one that makes Rangers tick.
What about Hearts? Because in a way they've been disappointing this season, haven't they? I mean, I've only seen them once myself, I've got to say, in the opening match against Celtic, but they're obviously not yet firing on all cylinders.
No, I think they missed Robertson when they transferred him to Newcastle, and the 2 players that they've signed, they're hopeful that they both do well. They're both good players, but Eamon, as you know, he can either be brilliant or he can be absolutely terrible. And a lot depends tonight on how he handles Stevens. He's got to stop Stevens coming forward. And at the same time, he's very good at going inside players. And Stevens is not the best player if you go inside him. And I think that's a lot what the problem that Hearts has had. They've brought 2 new players and they've taken a little time to settle. But I'm knowing Sandy and Alec, I think that as the season goes on, I think Hearts will become stronger and stronger. And you know, they haven't had a bad start to the season. They just haven't fired in all cylinders. And if they fired in all cylinders tonight, we're in for a great game.
We haven't got the team lines yet, Ali. There's a lot of discussion about what Rangers are going to do about strikers, with both McCoist and Drinkle injured, both with similar injuries, in fact. Do you think Andy Gray will come on from the start?
Absolute certainty. I mean, I think that Cooper, who's been playing there, is a great player, but he's not a striker. And I think that, particularly against Hearts, who have a big defence, I think Andy's the biggest certainty. If I was a gambler, I'd put my money on Andy, and it's very nice to see him back in Scottish football.
Yes, and realising an ambition as well, because he's always been a Rangers supporter, so it must be a dream for him at the age of, 32, to finally get a chance to play for his favourite team.
And it'd be quite good, because I get criticised for leaving him out, taking him to Argentina.
Of course.
Although we've been great friends, even allowing for that. He's had a terrible season over the last few years anyway, with injury. But he's wholehearted, a real workhorse, and I think in the present Rangers side he'll do reasonably well.
Great. OK, well, let's look back to last night's game then, because last night the first of the semi-finals was played. That was at Dens Park, and that of course was between Aberdeen and Dundee United, those 2 old rivals. Here's how it went.
Alec McLeish, one of the Scotland heroes in Norway last week. Width provided by McKimmie. Here's Charlie Nicholas. And Nicholas with a shot. Piece of Charlie Nicholas magic in the first minute of the game. He did it all on his own here. Took a deflection and an awkward save to make for Billy Thompson. First corner of the game. Willie Miller's up. And the header by Hewitt. Aberdeen have scored. A dream start for the Pittodrie men. Willie Miller getting up, and there's John Hewitt. Looping header, but it counts. Aberdeen are in the lead. Hewitt went down as if he'd been upended by Alec Cleland. But play goes on. And here's Kevin Gallagher. McAnally making a run. Patalainen's waiting in the middle. Gallagher! Well, that wasn't far away. Kevin Gallagher going it alone here. Willie Miller up against Gallagher on the right foot shot, sizzling over the top. Jim Betts swiveling for room. Bett with a shot. Jim Betts shooting on sight, and it nearly paid off for Aberdeen. Receiving the ball from Robert Connor. Left foot shots. Billy Thompson making a great save. The kick taken by Billy McKinlay. There's Patalainen and Gallagher. Nicked in casually by Billy McKinlay. Patalainen did well to get up, to get his head to the ball, and Gallagher thwarted by Snelders. Hegarty. Intended receiver, Patalainen. Still the chance on. Raphael Mead trying to get it through the forest of legs. But the Aberdeen defence getting the ball away. Yet here's another chance. Mead, cross not accurate enough. Kevin Gallagher tried to hook it in himself. Missed by Patalainen. And the important block made by Willie Miller. Here come United again. Gallagher. Kevin Gallagher testing out Theo Snelders. But the Aberdeen goalkeeper coping well. Dundee United defence hesitating once again. And the chance is on for Charlie Nicholas. John Hewitt out to his left. Davy Dodds waiting in the middle. So is Nicholas. And now Jim Betts. Aberdeen players moving forward in numbers and with great style and precision. Jim Bett eventually getting in the shot after this run by John Hewitt. Had Dodds and Nicholas crying for the ball, but Bett shot over the top. Floated in by McKinlay and Patalainen! But it won't count. Mixu Patalainen rising up after it was floated in by Billy McKinlay. Jim Bett will take the free kick for Aberdeen. McLeish coming in from the back, and Brian Grant. A lot of space here. The header by Dodds. That goal could decide the game. Brian Grant with a lot of room in which to work here. The cross perfect for Davy Dodds against his old team, and it's 2-0 to Aberdeen.
Yes, that was the clincher which put Aberdeen through to the Skull Cup final for the second year in a row. Willie Miller, I'm delighted to say, has now joined us, hot foot from the Aberdeen flight. Welcome, Willie. Congratulations on that win last night, obviously an important one for you, because I would imagine after losing in last year's final, you're very keen to get the chance to come back and do it again.
Yeah, well, it's always nice to beat Dundee United. They've put one over on us a few times at this stage of the competition, in various competitions. So it was nice to beat Dundee United last night. But we're looking forward to the final as well. And if it is Rangers, then maybe get one over on Rangers for them beating us last season.
Yeah, we'll get your thoughts on whether you think it will be Rangers in a minute, Willie. But let me ask you about that final last year. It was certainly, I think, the best game I saw last season, one of the best games we've all seen in a very long time. Was it any consolation at all in losing to know that you'd played in such a great match?
Not really. I think it was a consolation to the fans. They went down and they thoroughly enjoyed the game. And it was an entertaining game, but as far as I'm concerned and the players concerned, it's not really a consolation. When you get to a final, you lose a final, it's a bad feeling. Yeah,
there's no consolation. Well, there was one controversial incident last night. Well, there were probably several, but the most controversial was that Patalainen header, which even on the film we saw there, you were in no doubt yourself. And if we have a look at that again, I think we can see that the referee too had already blown before the ball was in the net, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It blew in early, so we did know that you know, it was in fact a foul.
Here it is again. I would see the cross coming over, and if we watch the referee very, very carefully, at this point, he indicates that there has been, I think, a foul as Paatelainen went up, Willie, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think something happened. You can see David Dodds going down on the ground there, and Davy claims that it was impeded by Paatelainen. And the referee saw it early, blew the whistle early, and we were in no doubt before he actually headed the ball that it was a foul.
I was asking Ali earlier whether he thought the fact that Rangers had won at Tynecastle on Saturday was significant. What do you think? Do you think it's psychologically important to get one over a team you're going to meet in a semi-final just a few days later?
It always helps, yeah. Whether it'll make any difference tonight, I'm not so sure. Semi-finals are one-off games, and it's played to the death tonight, and I don't think it'll affect Hearts too much, but it's always nice to get one over just before you play somebody in a semi-final, yeah.
What do you think yourself about tonight's match, Willie? I mean, is it going to be Aberdeen Rangers again, or can you see Hearts getting one over Rangers?
Well, I think it's going to be a tight affair. It's difficult to pick a winner. I think Rangers will start favourites, but I'm sure Hearts will be determined to get to the final, and they're desperate to win a trophy. They've came so close over the last few years. And just reading some of the articles in the paper from some of their players, they're desperate to win, so I think it'll be a cracker of a game. Yeah,
we certainly all hope so, Willie. Well, let's now hear from one or two of the players, some who are involved and one who, sadly for the Rangers fans, isn't involved in tonight's match. Terry Butcher, together with Ali McCoist and Gary Mackay, all had a word with Reval Alderson just a few minutes ago.
Well, we had a good win Saturday, of course. Saturday's not forgotten as far as we're concerned. We had a good day away at Turnberry, a chance to regroup and a chance to go over the battle plan, so to speak. So we're quietly confident, but we know it's going to be a very, very hard game. And if we can start off the same positive attitude that we started off in both halves on Saturday, then we feel we've got a good chance.
At Turnberry, how much relaxation and how much thinking of the tactics?
Quite a bit of relaxation. I'm afraid Alan McCoy didn't have too much because he's still working to regain his full fitness, but it was quite a bracing wind today. Had a little walk on the golf course, saw a few shots played by some Americans, so it was quite relaxing. Chance to get away and chance to get things thought over, really.
You beat the Hearts on Saturday. You say that's all forgotten, but presumably there must be a thought in the backs of your minds that you've done it once, you can do it again.
Well, not really, because you have to play each team 4 times in the Premier League anyway, so it doesn't matter within it, as well as in cup ties. It doesn't matter if it comes like 3 or 4 days after the previous encounter. So as far as we're concerned, it's all forgotten about. It'll be a totally different game here. We know that. It's a bit windy there. We are expecting rain here, of course, and it was lovely and sunny on Saturday. So the conditions are different from a start, and we know that both teams will be battling for a place. We know it's a knockout competition, so we're going to go for the win, hopefully in 90 minutes.
Good. Ali, you're not playing, of course, unfortunately. How do you feel about that?
Obviously, I'm very, very disappointed. Although I went down with the rest of the lads to Turnberry, and I enjoyed a couple of days down there.
Does it make it a bit different for you, difficult for you, even knowing that you're not going to play?
Yeah, it's very, very difficult, especially when the rest of the lads are sort of relaxing, as Terry was saying, and I'm putting a bit of hard work in trying to get myself back to full fitness. But as long as the Rangers go through to the final tonight, it'll be all worthwhile.
And how's the injury progressing?
It's progressing pretty well. It's one of these things, obviously, you can't rush. It's got to take a little bit of time with it, but hopefully I shouldn't be too far away from full fitness.
So you're looking forward to a good game?
Yeah, very much so. Can't wait.
Gary, the first point, you were beaten by the Rangers at Saturday, yeah. So how do you pull back from that?
Well, we just have to all pull together. Everybody has to work hard as a team, and hopefully we can get the right result tonight.
Do you identify any failings from Saturday which are going to be put right tonight?
Well, we realise that the team's not really playing that well as a whole, but we hope tonight that if we can get 3 or 4 more players on top of the players that played well on Saturday playing well, then we've got a right chance.
Now, the chairman said today that if any team can take on the Rangers on a night like this, it's the Hearts.
Yes, well, I think he realises that we battle hard for each other. We've got a great team spirit, and he realises as well we've got a lot of skill that people have maybe missed out over the last 3 or 4 years. They all think it's about determination, but our skillful players like John Cahoon, Mike Galloway, if they get their act together tonight, then we've got a right chance.
You've just been on the pitch. What are the conditions looking like?
Conditions look great. The park's very nice. There is a wee bit of breeze, but I mean, you forget all about the wind and whatever, and you just get on with the game.
Do you regard this as a stage to parade your talents on?
I think everybody likes to play at Hampden. It's the National Stadium and it's a great park to play on, so we're all looking forward to it.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
All right. That's good. Thanks, Eddie.
Breeze, but I mean,
you join us here at Hampden with the teams out on the pitch and the pipes and drums of the Glasgow Sky Association pipe band wheeling off the pitch as Rangers break to their traditional end to the left and Hearts to the east. Rangers, holders of the Skull Cup, 15 times winners, making their 30th semi-final appearance. There's the team. Sorry to disappoint Ali McLeod. There's no starting place in the lineup for Andy Gray. He joins Graham Souness on the bench, and that means Scott Nisbet replaces the injured Kevin Drinkle. Hearts have appeared in 5 League Cup finals. They have had 4 wins, but that last win was 26 years ago. The Hearts team shows one change from Saturday. Wayne Foster at number 9, Eamon Bannon at 11. The substitutes Ian Ferguson and Malcolm Murray. And there is Mark Walters, the man who tormented Hearts on Saturday and really set Rangers on the winning way. Hearts line up, an interesting change there. They dropped Ian Ferguson onto the subs bench. Jim Craig, you think that'll make quite a difference?
Well, I think it's a question tonight of a small Hearts defence against a big small Hearts forward line against a big Rangers defence. And I think for Rangers, Mark Walters will be relishing the prospect of going up against Walter Kidd, because Walter Kidd now must be regarded as a bit of a veteran, and I'm sure the Rangers player is looking forward to playing against him.
The Rangers have Walters on one wing and the capability of releasing Cooper on the other. Conditions at Hampden ideal, although a bit of rain has fallen just prior to the kick-off, and the fans packing into the terracings. Great atmosphere indeed for this little bit of television history, the first ever live coverage of a national semi-final.
I think the absence of Andy Gray from the starting lineup of Rangers is significant there, because he will certainly take time to find his feet in Scotland, and possibly sitting out the first half of this will get him used to the sort of atmosphere to be expected in a semi-final occasion. And there's no doubt that bringing him on halfway through a second half would not only lift the Rangers, because he's that sort of charismatic player, but would have a great effect on getting the crowd behind Rangers.
And there is the match official, Bob Valentine, 17 years a Grade 1 official, and a very experienced man indeed. Shot from the Jockstein terracing at Hampden, showing how well filled the stadium is, and Hampden looking an absolute picture on this September evening as we await the second semi-final in the Skull Cup. Bob Valentine keeping the team's Hearts will kick off. Rangers against Hearts, the decision tonight. Who will meet Aberdeen in the final here at Hampden on the 23rd of October? Foster and Cahoon waiting, and a crescendo of noise inside the stadium. Hearts get the game underway. Bannon doing well to nod that one inside. Galloway pushing forward, but it's picked up by John Brown. Quick delivery downfield, no one prepared to hold it. Nicely picked up by Dave McPherson. Foster, tricky little player. He was booked on Saturday at Tynecastle for dissent, and let's hope he'll get on with the game tonight and prove a real match for Terry Butcher as Hearts try and progress down the right. Kidd. It's an easy pick-up for Chris Woods, the blonde English international. Rangers throw. Foster the target man, trying to find Mackay. And that's Kenny Black wearing number 10, but moving into the back four. Here's Black again, of course, a former Rangers player. Gary Stevens to Ian Ferguson. Running into Berry, who's got his right thigh heavily strapped, as you can see. crunching tackle by Goff. Hearts trainer waiting patiently, but Paul Valentine not allowing him to go on. Yes, he will. Signals now. Wayne Foster coming off second best in that incident. Well, let's just have a look at the incident as Foster gets treatment. Good win of the ball there, Foster, and Goff pulling him down. Bit of a sore one there, but Foster limping back into the fray. Under 3 minutes played, and the free kick to Hearts. Bannon, who made telling impact as a substitute at Tynecastle on Saturday. Put up there given against the Hearts attacker, and a free kick to Rangers. Gliding header by Nisbet. McPherson and Black shielded that one through to Henry Smith. Bit of a breeze blowing into the face of the Hearts keeper. The midfield, a bit of a clutter. And safety first tactics at this stage. Cagey start as both teams play it tight. Pushing Scott Nisbet. Dave McPherson has got 4 League Cup medals, of course all with Rangers. Wilkins and Cooper looking for Walters. Stand-side linesman clearly indicating it's Rangers' way. Mr. Maguire. Willigman as Rangers now push forward. Ferguson has a quick shot, but it was swinging away from goal all the time. But the snap effort from the number 8.
A fairly typical semi-final start to this game. Both teams a little bit apprehensive, making sure that the odd hard tackle is going in just to make sure your opponent knows that you mean business. And it could be fairly vital for Hearts to get the first goal tonight. That's a powerful shot there by Ian Ferguson from quite a distance, but it's important to try tonight to each team to get the first goal, but more important probably for Hearts to do it.
So Hearts have won the free kick. And there's a good support through from the capital city. Interesting that both teams prepared for this semi-final in the west. Rangers went down the Ayrshire coast to Turnberry, while Hearts prepared at Gourock in Inverclyde. Cahoon. Good ball through, and Woods did exceptionally well as Mackay stabbed it through. Great effort by the Hearts skipper. This move came from the free kick. Mackay was very sharp as it was laid off to him. Getting it through, and Woods doing well. Now back come Hearts. Foster stopped by the combined efforts of Gary Stevens and then Terry Butcher. But Hearts looking lively, and their supporters quite pleased with the start they've made. Ferguson knocking that one just away from Bannon. Ian Ferguson, those surging runs, a speciality of his. Brian Whittaker wearing number 4, steals it back to his keeper. Whittaker, another old firm player in the Hearts lineup. And that part of the field you can see just a clutter of maroon and blue jerseys. Berry with the right thigh strapped up does well. Walter Kidd. Gough wasn't quite sure. I think he was looking for a shout, or it was in fact Butcher looking for a shout there, and forced to concede a corner. The first corner of the semi-final going to Hearts. Eamon Bannon's experience here, men trying to go for the markers. Woods in desperate trouble, but a bit of a push going on there. And the referee spotting it, and he in fact is calling over Mike Galloway, who was roaming around that penalty area. And here is the in-swing corner. Woods committing himself and making a bit of a hash of it, but the whistle had already gone. Galloway the offender. Bannon working hard. Black in support. But the forward pass not good enough. Gary Stevens. Ferguson lying back, picking that one up quite easily. Trying to Whittaker. Again, the ball given away in midfield, picked up by Brown. Richard Gough. Cooper hotly pursued by Kidd. And Foster has to turn. Butcher to Gough. Rangers building from the back. Stevens. Walter's got a bit of space, but it just curled away from him. Walter's made a good diagonal run there. Just about 9 minutes played in the first half. If you've just joined us on BBC Scotland, no scoring here at Hampden in this live semi-final Skuld Cup match. John Brown. Hearts competing well for the ball in midfield, but Rangers keeping it tight. Another free kick. Ray Wilkins, of course, was the player of the month last month, and he really is the Rangers playmaker in midfield. Dave McPherson.